Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to become a student in Canada. This is a question I seem to get asked about a lot, and I wanted to try and answer it in a sort of all-rounded way as I could, where I was trying to address a lot of the programs that you guys were asking me about. So I'm looking at my notebook over here because I did a lot of research online just for you guys, because I want you to feel like when you do come to my channel for information that you are getting the information. Unless I'm just making one of those silly videos, then it doesn't really matter. The two things I really wanted to mention quickly were, one, I am a Canadian citizen, so when I did go to university a long time ago, I didn't have to go through quite the sort of process that you might have to go through, but I do understand a lot of what it takes to continue being a student in Canada. So I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to you on whatever level that I can. Number two, I am in my 30s now, so I went to university quite a while ago, so there might be things that have changed, and if there's anything that I haven't mentioned or you want me to mention, just let me know and I will try and answer your questions on here. So what I did is I looked at different universities from British Columbia, Alberta, Quebec, and Ontario. I know I didn't address a lot of other provinces, but I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short, so I'll probably do a second part video where I look at the other provinces also, because I don't think that's fair for you to only have limited information. So this will be, let's consider this a part one of 2 videos. And then the other thing I tried to do was look at the sort of programs that I get asked about the most in these sort of universities. So we're going to go over the Toefl requirements, the IELTS, the average tuition per year for each of these universities, and the application process, as well as what is it that you need to apply for a student visa. So the quick thing I will mention first is to apply for a student visa in Canada, or I would think in any other country, but more specifically in Canada, the first thing you need is the acceptance letter. Until you don't have an acceptance letter, you cannot apply for a student visa. Your acceptance letter will have a reference number that you can use to go on to the Canadian immigration website, apply for your student visa, and provide to get your visa. So the number 2 thing you will need to do is get a medical clearance. So when you apply for your student visa, they will give you a list of approved medical specialists or whoever, like doctors, you can go and see, so they can clear you to enter Canada and you're not, like, I don't know, carrying some deathly virus. And then the last thing you will need is medical insurance. So you have to have insurance when you're in Canada in case anything goes wrong and you have to go to a doctor. Otherwise it is very expensive. And medical insurance can range between $250 to maybe like $900 a year, depending on the province you're in. I have really loud neighbors. I think the most expensive province for medical insurance was Quebec, and that was like a little over $990 a year. But I think Quebec is absolutely beautiful, so I don't know. The cost of living is really low compared to like British Columbia or Toronto, so I think it actually evens out at the end of the day or the end of the year. So let's look at University in British Columbia. So we're going to look at Simon Fraser University, which is really, really beautiful, and I was there to attend a course just recently, and I thought it was really pretty. So for TOEFL, you need a minimum of 20, and then an overall score of 88, and then in IELTS, you need a 6.0 in each section, and an overall score of 6.5. These are the minimum requirements, okay? Per year, you're looking at spending about $17,000 a year, with $1,000 in books. So books are very expensive in Canada, you guys, but You can normally get them secondhand or off somebody or whatever. The application process for SFU is through the university itself. A lot of the universities I've seemed to notice seem to want you to apply right through them directly. I'm not quite sure why it is like that. In Ontario, there's just one generic application process, so you can apply to all the universities in Ontario, but I don't know why it's like this for the other provinces, but whatever. It is what it is. If I'm wrong, tell me, and then I will agree with you. Then we have the University of Alberta. The program I looked at in SFU, you guys, was business program. Now let's look at an engineering program in Alberta. The University of Alberta, the minimum score you need is a 21 in TOEFL or an overall score of 86. I don't know why got such an attitude finger over here. And then IELTS, you need a 6.5 overall or a 5 in each section. Not or, and. The fee you're looking at is about $25,000 per year and $1,600 on the cost of books. The application fee at the University of Alberta is $125. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I didn't in the beginning, is that I'm only looking at undergraduate programs, so bachelor's degrees, okay? And this is only at universities, not at colleges. That's also something else that I want to help you guys with in the coming weeks. Then let's move on to Montreal. We're going to look at McGill University, which is an amazing school. I really wanted to go there. Just a little bit about me information, but I never did. It's in Montreal, which is in Quebec. The Toefl score you need, it just kind of said you need a 90 overall. Unless you're in a management program, then you need an overall score of 100. In IELTS, you need a 6.0 or a 6.5 overall. The tuition fee at McGill ranges between $16,000 to $40,000 a year, and books ranging about $1,000 a year. The program I looked at in McGill was an accounting program which came under Bachelor of Commerce. Can you tell I'm just like blah 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 because I'm trying to tell you guys as much as I can. I'm not sure why there was such a big range for the tuition in the sort of commerce program or in the bachelor's degrees, but I guess it really depends on if you end up doing like a specialization, or you do a minor, or you do a double major, etc., etc. I did a double major, so that's a little bit more expensive, so you kind of come out with like 2 bachelor's degrees sort of type thing. So it wasn't that exciting. And then in Ontario, like I said, there is one generic process, which is the OUAC. I will give you guys the links down below to all these sort of universities that I'm talking about. I looked at the law program at the University of Toronto, and I also looked at the arts program just for the sake of comparison. And in TOEFL, you need a 19 to 21 in each, and then an 89 to 99 overall. In IELTS, you need a 6.0 in each and a 6.5 overall. The tuition for the law program is $45,000 a year, and then the arts program is about $37,000 a year. Now, the OUAC application is about $180, and every time you want to add another university, I think you pay like an added fee of like $60, $70, $80, $90. So I think it's almost the same as applying to a university individually. So that was kind of like my really quick spiel about how to apply to these universities, what to expect in terms of cost of tuition, what you need in terms of TOEFL or IELTS. Now, you don't have to do both. I think you're only supposed to do one, so you can choose which one you want to do. And even in terms of immigration purposes or applying for PR or a job, you do need to take your English proficiency exam, especially if you don't come from a country where English is the first language. The other things that you need to be prepared to provide your university with is that you did study complete your high schooling in English, so they will need your transcripts from your high school also. So be ready to get in touch with your high school and get your transcripts, and just, do what you can, apply to the universities you can, and I think the best thing you can do is apply everywhere. Like, don't limit yourself in terms of, I only want to go to BC because it's not so cold there, or I only want to go to Montreal because, I don't know, my girlfriend lives there or whatever. Try and apply everywhere, because you don't really get to choose where you'll get to go. There is so much competition to any university all over Canada, I think, and the competition is intense because you're up against people from all over the world. You're up against Canadian citizens. And just take what you can, come and enjoy your journey here, enjoy your time here, but work hard. There's also potential for scholarships and bursaries, and maybe if you have to apply for a loan. I had to do that too. Even though my fee was not as high as you guys, money is still money, and when you're like 19, there isn't a lot of it around, unless you're like one of the Kardashians or something like that. So, anyways, I will get back to you guys very soon about the other provinces that I didn't address here, and it's not because I don't want you to go there, but it's because these were the provinces that I seem to get the questions about the most. But I will answer all your questions, and I will also look at colleges very soon. So keep your questions coming, keep your love coming. Please remember, there is so much going on in this world. I think it's really important to be more human with one another, to one another, and to yourself. Be kind, be good, and think strong always. I will talk to you guys very soon, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Take care. Bye.